Welcome back. Welcome back. We are going to get into some things, collective. Let's wait until some people get in here. I really, really wish there was like a little device that can just fix your little phone and make it look all perfect and stuff. That would have been cute. That would have been cute. But we have to get it together. Getting it together. Which is really kind of interesting because today is the full moon in Gemini, I believe. November 27th, right? Yeah. And it's 2:07, which is kind of interesting, which is bringing us to number 9, which is coming to the closing of an ending, or you are at an ending for some of you. But I do have a download, and I think it's going to pertain to a lot of people, whether you're in a relationship or not. And I kind of feel like that's what we have to get into, because it's getting crazy out here, and the more that the years go by, the more that, you know, ignorance is bliss, and some people love to sit in that. But sometimes, not sometimes, all the time, most of the time, the truth sets people free. And I kind of feel like a lot of people aren't telling themselves the truth, or weren't telling themselves the truth for a long time. And I kind of, this energy is floating around of like, we have to leave behind this perception of the fact that we believe that being single equates to weakness, or that you don't have a family structure if you don't have a partner, or if you're not married, or if you're not in a relationship, or if you're not somebody's baby daddy or baby's mother, or that there's something wrong. And I kind of feel like that's so far from the truth. Simply because if you look around and you look at society and you look at all of these relationships and these connections and these soulmates, or that appear to be soulmates or want to appear to be power couples and soulmates and all of this, but have to take trips and do this and do that every other fucking week to be able to maintain themselves happy, which is actually an illusion, but that's for another reading, right? Nonetheless, I kind of feel like this is more about the people who have been married for so long and just won't leave that person because they can't see their life without them. They're loving this person from an egotistical standpoint. They're not able to detach their existence from the other person's existence, and it's because you've been programmed to believe that you need this other person to not grow old by yourself and lonely and miserable and all this other shit, when in reality a lot of the people that are in these relationships and marriages die just that way: lonely, miserable, divorced, separated, and everything the fuck else. So at the end of the day, it starts to become this thing where, are we staying in these relationships because of our own traumas, our own lack of self love, or a lack of self nurturing, or because we weren't acknowledged emotionally, mentally, spiritually, physically within the connections that kind of raised us into the beings that we are now? Or for some of you, if you have ascended and you have completed these tasks, a lot of you are probably in this energy where you're single and you probably don't even fucking, you care to mingle, but you really don't care for these extra labels and all these extra things that kind of like, what is the word, kind of like binds you to someone or a situation that kind of feeds off of you for them to be able to be happy or to be loved or be happy or whatever the case may be. And I kind of feel like this is why this download of singleness doesn't equate to weakness is very, very strong in the ethers right now. And I kind of feel like it's just one of those things, whether you're getting out of a relationship, you're in a relationship, or you're single and ready to date, or whatever the fuck it is that you might want to do. I kind of feel like a lot of you are not happy with the people that you're connecting with, talking to, or not happy in your relationship simply because you're not being honest with yourself, understanding that you probably outgrew this relationship, you probably have to leave this relationship behind, and not understanding that yes, it's gonna hurt, it's gonna be painful, and all of these things, but it's separating you from this egotistical perspective of making you believe that you're only happy because you're in the possession of a commitment, or somebody is jealous of you. Like, just like, put it this way, you have people who are in relationships that literally are in a commitment with someone who keeps going to jail, whether male or female, because I've seen both aspects play out, right? How are you in a relationship expecting stability, a foundation, a structure, a loving home with somebody who keeps breaking the law and going to jail and being irresponsible and whatever the case may be? But you're expecting this person when they get home to be changed and to be responsible and to be a provider and to be all of these things, but yet all in the same breath, didn't they just break the law? If they can break the law of a society, you really think they're not going to break the laws of the commitment that you're in? But a lot of you are just settling of being in this relationship with this person to give yourself the illusion that you are in love, or that you're waiting for somebody, that you're being loyal, or just to say that you're in a fucking relationship. That shit is wild. Okay? For others of you, a lot of you were in relationships for a very long time with people, 10 years, 15 years, 13 years, 20 years, and now you're coming to the realization or having the epiphany that I really don't want to do this again. And it's not that you do not want to do life with a partner. It's the fact that you don't want to bind yourself to someone when it's going to be an arrangement of them needing you for them to be happy, or you needing them for you to be happy. This is why these relationships and these connections and all of these things ain't fucking working. And it's because they're coming from the ego mind. They're coming from the possessiveness of wanting to have control of someone, or forcing someone to love you because you don't have the ability to love yourself. And then the other part to this download is, because it's even other examples before I get into the other part of this download, right? Because that's not even just one relationship. Some of you are even in a relationship with baby daddies and baby mothers where you swear you're not together, but you keep going back to each other and having these very toxic, low vibrational, petty, combative exchanges between both of you, instead of actually having a healthy relationship to be able to co-parent for the child, or to be able to have a healthy co-parenting relationship so your other relationships that you have with other life partners can actually fucking work. For others of you, it's not being able to let go because you're in fear. And what fear is that fear is a product of someone not knowing, is of not knowing the unknown. You're in fear of not knowing. And let's say somebody who's been in a relationship back to back to back to back to back to back, and they just never know how to be single. Of course you're in fear to be single because you have accustomed yourself to be in a relationship. Right? So, I mean, something has to give and something has to change. And I kind of feel like what's being said here is that We have to change the perspective of how we embrace, we connect, we socialize, or we commit to each other. How we swear that we're loyal, but we're not loyal to ourselves, but loyal to somebody else instead of being loyal to yourself, which is it's very contradicting in a sense. How can you be loyal to someone else, but you can't be loyal to yourself? That just means that you're being loyal to the other person, so you can be able to experience loyalty through the other person being loyal to you. And then when that other person isn't loyal to you, then it's a fucking problem. But it's also a reflection of how you can't be loyal to yourself, how you don't have boundaries, how you don't know how to value yourself within these certain connections and relationships and whatever it might be. How many of you haven't seen in your family or in your life all of these relationships and people that are married or are in these in a lot of cultures they're not even married, they've just been together for a long time, so we just, oh, that's her husband, that's his wife, and that's just what we say, but they're not even married. But you've been in these commitments where these people are together for the longest time, but they're just really not happy. They're accepting the cheating. They're accepting the disloyalty. They're accepting the not communicating. They're accepting the not having to evolve, being comfortable in the situation and cycle that they're in. But then claiming to other people behind closed doors that they're not really happy. They're not satisfied. They're not this and they're not that. A lot of us need to understand that we're at the crossroads right now where we're being forced to choose how we are going to connect and love to other and love and commitments, how we're going to connect and love other people within these commitments and situations or partnerships or whatever the fuck you want to call them. Because you need to understand that everything is a collective consciousness. And if we start making these changes on a collective consciousness scale, then microly, on like a micro level, we're going to start experiencing this in our connections and relationships and all of this and all of that. And it's probably why a lot of you are in that Sagittarius energy, doing things differently, connecting to people differently, deciding to date after a long time of being in hermit mode. And it's because you need to, you're starting to understand that to find a connection, you have to want to connect. And to want to connect, you have to be secure within yourself and have the self-value of yourself where you have boundaries enough to be able to put a stop to the things that you don't want to experience. But a lot of you, like I said before, are just enduring things just because it's normal. It's what the program says you have to do. Well, you have to just accept that your husband cheated on you because that's your husband. You got married under the law and under the law of God, and you got married in the eyes of God and blah, 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 and all this other bullshit. And why you got to stay? It's not 1950s. It's not the 1950s. It's not 1936. It's not, no. You don't have to stay anywhere where you aren't appreciated, being nurtured, or being cared for or protected. If you are not being if you are not receiving the same very things that you are giving to someone within a commitment or a relationship, that means that it's not for you. It's simple. Well, love can be explained. Yes, the fuck it can be explained. I love this person because they are on the vibration that I am on. I am loyal. I am honest. I am communicative. I do this. I do that. And that's why I love this person, because they're able to reciprocate the same energy. And that equates us in being able to construct something outside of ourselves, whether it's generational wealth or land for our kids, our grandkids, and all this other. That's all a different story. But the point is that love is very explainable. It is. You're just not used to seeing it in a polarity type of way. You need to accept the good with the bad and the bad with the good. But being able to pick what is good for you and understanding when to visualize or see something for what it is, as, oh, this is bad, and I know I shouldn't just ignore this. I shouldn't accept this. I shouldn't just embrace this. Why? Because I have self-love, I have boundaries, and I love myself enough to not be able to put myself in harm's or evil's way, right? And I kind of feel like A lot of people can't do that because they're stuck in the victim mentality. Oh, well, they cheated on me, so it's something that I did wrong, and I need to, they didn't be able to apologize to me, and they can't be good for somebody else and not be good to me. That's all control. That's all ego based. It's all control and it's all ego based. So what are we really doing? I'll wait. I don't know. I'm like 15 minutes in the downloads, and yeah. For the ones that don't know me, my name is Hierophant Joey. I should have did that from the beginning, but I just went straight into a rant. And for the ones that do, welcome back. You are highly appreciated for always supporting and being a part of the Celestial Gang. If you feel like you resonate with this content, then subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. There are also links in the description box where all my other handles are, social medias and links and things of that nature, especially for private readings if you would want a private reading. There's a lot of things that are going on, and I kind of feel like that was the download, because you're either becoming single or you've been single for a long time, and you're probably becoming comfortable with the fact of being single and being comfortable in your own solitude and in your own, and just being in you know, holding yourself, being able to help being able to hold yourself accountable for just you, right? And that's okay, because you really don't need somebody else to feel love, because you have your ancestors, you have family members, you have siblings, you have all of these things and situations and connections that show you love, or your passions, your desires, and things of that nature. Everybody is just trying to find a different perspective of how to view it, to be able to obtain it for themselves. And what they're not understanding is that you need to be able to be okay and in love with your own solitude, to then be able to appreciate having somebody else's company, whether it is good or bad, because love is unconditional. And this is what you need to understand. You're not used to seeing love in a polarity type of way, collective, right? And I kind of feel like this is the thing. So a lot of you, if you're in a relationship, you're dealing with the fact that you look at singleness as being weak, because I can't be without this person. I can't do this without being in a relationship. We're jumping from relationship to relationship, or I just settle for this because at least I can say I got a man or I got a woman and blah. That's all illusions, right? And then you're either single, you know, coming coming to the realization that you can be alone and it's okay and you can do it. But that's how the universe works, because then this is where it brings you love, because you become comfortable with the solitude of yourself. And when you become comfortable with the solitude of yourself, it's because you no longer see solitude and singleness as a weakness. You now see it as a superpower in a generation where a lot of people don't appreciate love, because what they're appreciating is lust and control and ego and narcissism. I don't know, collective. I want to go into the Light Seers Tarot. Yo, I want to go into the Light Seers Tarot because we're going to get into some things with that, right? I want to go into the Archangel Romance. Okay. I do have the Whispers of Love, but I also do have the Ethereal Energy um, deck here. And we can probably pull some energies to see where this is at and why these energies are playing out within this download, right? Look, I even just split the deck and you got the Eight of Swords, being trapped within your own mind of how you perceive love, or how you perceive your relationship, or how you perceive this person that you might feel like you're trapped in with, or you, for some of you, it's like you're probably single, but you have a kid with this person, so you feel trapped. For others of you, is that you feel trapped because you can't see starting over or seeing a new life without this person, so you'd rather be with them and just settle for what they give you instead of starting a new life and attracting what you actually want to experience. And for others of you, it might be single and not wanting to be single anymore and wanting to get out of that solitude energy, but the universe is like, you're at the very tip of conquering and reaching the goal when it comes to your singlehood. The singlehood and the solitude aspect of your journey is about learning how to see it as a strength and not as a weakness in a society or a construct where it tells you that you need to get married, you need to have kids, you need to do this to be able to be successful. And it's not the truth. So we're kind of like recalibrating that, right? And then with the Page of Wands, is being able to think before you act upon love, being able to logically say, does this benefit me? It's not just what you feel, because love is not just a feeling. It's also a logical thing. Like, is this healthy for me? Do I have to put my boundaries up? How is this going to play out in the long run? How does this match the way that I nurture myself? It's also logical. You have to ask yourself questions about the people that you're letting into your temple, or letting into your life, or letting into your reality, or letting into your kids' life, or into your family's life, whatever it may be. Or even just your temple, because it might affect your spirituality and how you manifest certain things. Because of the way that the person can manipulate you into thinking that you're in love with them, or they're in love with you, when in reality it's just codependency. I don't know. We're gonna go into prayer. Thank you, Father, Mother God, for waking us up today, allowing to be an extension of you. Understanding, overstanding, and understanding that we're constantly connected to God, source, spiritual guides, archangels, ascended masters, ancestors, anything that is high vibrational, to get these messages across to the conscious collective so they can be able to expand and evolve beyond these connections, relationships, entanglements, third party situations, partnerships, soulmates, high vibrational and low vibrational, anything that we may not see in this space and time right now that are blocking us from our highest potential, whether in these unions or without them. Thank you for your love, your wisdom, and support every day. We're nothing without it, and definitely nothing without you. In your humble name, we humbly pray every day. So it be, so it be, so it be. Thy is the sun, and the sun is me. It is the one, and it is thee. The one that gave us polarity in life, it gave us evolution, polarity in life. Two lights that derive from the same source, it made us in its image from the ultimate force. It travels through space and archetypes of mind, where here and below you can also find. As above, it is below. As we transcend, we return and regrow. Remind yourself of who you are as you come from the light of God, as you come from the shining star of Source Collective. And for some of you, you definitely got out of a relationship and it's kind of hard for you to move on. It's kind of like what I'm channeling, or kind of what I'm feeling. It's kind of like, how do I get used to just being, because some of you just had an epiphany that you constantly been in a relationship back to back to back to back, or it's the fact that you finally left a relationship and it's hard for you to be single, because now you're being faced with the reality that you were being codependent, or you were using those people to make yourself feel like you were whole and complete, if that makes any sense. For others of you, you finally did walk away, but you really hate the fact that you have some type of attachment to this person, whether it's with a child or whether it's with family members, as you are still connected to their family members because they didn't do anything to you and you still have good relationships with them. The door to romance for others of you and adjacent possibilities. It's all the doors and windows that are open within the connection between you and this person, even though you may not talk to them anymore. Their mom might still call you. You're probably still best friends with their sister or brother. Like all of these things that kind of like leave these windows, cracks, and doors open for this person to be able to come back in. But then this is an illusion, because if you have boundaries and you have self-nurturing abilities, and you can be able to reflect and analyze when you're being too open to somebody who either hurt you, or because obviously there's a reason why you left this person, right? So it kind of feels like some of you just lack boundaries and lack the ability to be able to say, this is a blurred line. I can't do this. This is not beneficial to me, right? I don't know. I'm just picking up what's in the ethers. What other? Second chakra, Archangel Ariel. This is really interesting because some of you might. This is with the number 9. Remember when I said number 9, number 36, which is 7, 8, 9? Yes, number 9. So with the number 9, some of you might be connected to this number, or some of you, your birthday might be on the 9th or in September, because that's the 9th month. For others of you, is the 9th of a month, or for others of you, it's just on the 9th of December. Some of you might find out that you're pregnant. Excuse me. Some of you might find out that you're pregnant by somebody that you either left or left you, or it's the fact that you're pregnant by somebody that you were thinking about leaving here. For some of you, you just had children by this person, and then this person ends up leaving you, ghosting you, or going to jail, or whatever this is. With the second chakra, Archangel Ariel, because the second chakra is also about your intuition. Some of you know that this person is never change. It's never going to change. Some of you know that this person is never going to be able to provide you with whatever it is that you need. Because for some of you, whether you're male or female, you might be going through this energy. It can be the girl that's in jail, and and the dad. You know what I'm saying? But take it how it resonates. I just kind of feel like for some of you can be a Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. Others of you can be a Pisces. Others of you, this is more about being able to follow your intuition when you go into this single dating pool. Being able to use your intuition. Some of you are just believing what people say, and you need to understand you need to understand where we are at evolution. People have mastered narcissism. People have mastered the art to manipulate someone to be able to make them believe whatever it is. How the fuck you think people get scammed every day? Right? Because people have the ability to say anything and everything that anyone needs to hear, especially if they have the ability to scan other people and see what they need and what their needs are. They're going to be able to manipulate these people, right? So for some of you, you're dealing with people that know exactly what to say and how to do it and what to do and how to do it. But it's only because you allow them to. The temple path. For some of you, you were supposed to marry this person. Others of you, they're probably telling you they want to marry you. And others of you, you and this person aren't together, but you and this person are being brought together to be able to realize the soulmate in each other. Because some of you, both you and this person have been heartbroken since childhood. So this is why you and this person are a reflection of each other, male or female or the same sex. Whatever this is, you don't believe in personal healing and happiness, and the reason why you don't is because you either got broken, your emotions broken by a parent, by a relationship that you thought was supposed to be your soulmate, or it's the fact that some of you got abandoned by somebody that you looked up to as a parent or loved, or this is more about just being left by everybody that you really loved in your lifetime. Can be Cancer or Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. Yep, man holding a heart. This is why a lot of you won't let it go. A lot of you won't A lot of you, it's hard for you to let people in. It's hard for you to emote emotions, to express how you feel. It's hard for you. But then this is kind of funny because Spirit is saying that for some of you, you experience a glimpse of this happiness with this person in some way, shape, or form. Some of you could have felt this person's intimacy. Some of you could have felt their touch. Some of you could have felt something intimate, like very expressive, very emotional with this person. And some of you know that this person is your soulmate. Some of you are just in fear. But like I said in the beginning of the reading, the reason why you're in fear is because it's the unknown and you're not in control. Need to let it go. See how the bell just fell? Most definitely. For some of you, it's more about trusting your intuition and leaving this relationship. Let me know, collective, if you're resonating with these messages down in the comments. Remember to share the video, as this video is public, so it can be able to circulate in the algorithm. I will highly appreciate it. The sixth chakra, Archangel Metatron. Like I said, some of you, it's more about the way that you're perceiving love is ascending. Like I said in the beginning, it's blossoming in abundance, right? You used to be all tied up and thinking that you had to be in a relationship, you had to be married to feel like you were wanted, or that you were important, or that you were this, or that you were that. When in reality, a lot of you started giving it to yourself within your own process ascension, in your own spiritual ascension, in this whole process of being able to unravel these traumas and these painful cycles that you went through as a child and adolescent or as a teenager, where some of you were programmed to believe certain things that were brought in from a past generational cycle, as your parents, grandparents, your aunts and uncles, or seeing relationships that were formed a certain way or that were navigated a certain way and thinking that that was normal for you, when in reality these people were hurt, raped. Generational curses were passed down to them: alcohol abuse, drug abuse, neglect, sexual, mental, physical abuse. All of these things were going on in all of these generations, and could it be spoken about. But now that a lot of you are unraveling these cycles and these things, and understanding that a lot of these things weren't love, they were just people settling. Now a lot of you have the power to be able to reprogram yourself, or you probably already have, which is probably why a lot of you are in this energy of singleness is not a weakness, right? Or it doesn't claim a social status, or whatever this is. Some of you, the anxiety. Some of you might have anxiety when it comes to dating or meeting new people. Some of you need to understand that this is more about you being insecure within applying the things that you learned about yourself. You can't have anxiety with things that you don't know. You have to get to know somebody to be able to be afraid of them, right? Or to be able to know if they would be able to do something to you if you have a good judgment of character. But you have to understand that some of you are being afraid for nothing, and this is coming from a response of in your younger years, when you were getting into relationships, just rushing into them and impulsively, I'm in love, and it was because you were emotionally broken or emotionally abandoned. You know what I mean? So a lot of you need to, Archangel Michael is saying that a lot of you, that anxiety is coming from the lack of security you have within, the confidence you have within yourself when it comes to applying the things that you learned about yourself. That's funny because a couple of months ago I was going through this energy. And some of you can be an Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, because Archangel Michael is the element of air. Which is really interesting. I don't see any of you in the chat. Are you guys in here? Are you guys in here? Beware of what you are projecting, for the qualities you admire or hate in one another are qualities you both possess. Equally so, the qualities you don't like are also your own reflection. And like I keep saying, a lot of these people that you're in relationships with or were in relationships with will only a reflection of how you treated yourself and how you allow these person to treat yourself, right? For others of you that are single, playfulness. Laughter is the best therapy. Have some fun together and remember, love is the greatest healer. This is for some of the people that are choosing to either reconcile a relationship, or more for others of you that are trying to go back into the dating pool here, right? Like you're trying to date, you're trying to go back in there. That probably can refer to like the anxiety. Just play around, get to know people, be yourself, be open, but also have boundaries. Like for instance, get to know somebody, kiss them if you want to, but if it gets too far, this person gets to touching and gets to doing all this shit. I'm not into that, blah blah, whatever. This person gets to, you know what the fuck to do? Call 911, have a fucking pepper spray, do something. But always be prepared, but don't always expect the worst, because that's just you responding from a traumatic place, right? So be able to be able to be playful within the people that you're getting to know, or the people that you're getting to you're coming to embrace, right? I kind of feel like love is the greatest healer, but you have to be able to allow love to be love, right? And some of us don't allow love to be love because we want to control how people come in, how they do things, how they say things, how they listen. If something feels uncomfortable, just say it. This person would act accordingly if they're very interested. If not, then this person is clearly narcissistic. They're going to try to manipulate you into like, oh really, this is really what I came here for. Like try to guilt trip you or gaslight you into doing something you don't want to do. It's very fucking obvious. We're not fucking children. We know what the fuck we're doing here, right? Soulmates. Your soulmate is already with you in spirit. Believe this and they will manifest physically. This reminds me of that download earlier where I said some of you are reflecting back to each other, and you and somebody else are reflecting back to each other, the soulmate in each other. You're just not accepting it because both of you have to open up to the fact that you're emotionally broken. Healing. Imagine yourself and your beloved surrounded by light. Feel your relationship being healed at this very moment. Like I said earlier, some of you are choosing to reconcile a relationship. For some of you, it's genuinely because you're not afraid of being single. It's more because you genuinely want to make it work, while also making yourself work within this connection and relationship. The top of the deck. Let there be closeness between you, but always give each other space. Love never claims; it simply allows and gives. Like I said, this is for the connection of the relationship that's trying to fix it. They're not afraid of being single. It's more about whoever I'm talking to. It's more about you and this person coming to the terms that you are meant for each other. You're just being stubborn and egotistical about how you go within the connection in the relationship because of past traumas or how other people have treated y'all, right? And look at what fell, the Ten of Cups. So some of you are going to make it work because you are genuinely happy with this person. You just are generally going through a rough spot. Some of you aren't really settling. You are really good for each other and bring out the best in each other. It's just that there are a lot of people involved in whatever connection and relationship this is. So I want to go into the tarot. Look at what just fell out, collective. Didn't I show you this card in the beginning? The Eight of Swords. Releasing yourself from this perspective of love. Right? This is what's at the center of our collective reading, is being able to release ourselves from how we see our relationships, connections, the people that we're with, how we treat ourselves, the things that we allow people to do to us, and all of these things that we settle for, collective. What is... There's so many cards. What is crossing us releasing this? What is crossing the Eight of Swords? Being able to release this. The way, for some of you, okay, some of you are literally trapped here. For some, like you're literally trapped within a connection and relationship, feel like you're being tormented, but you're not being able to leave the relationship because you can't see that it's you tormenting yourself. It's like somebody like, I can't leave this relationship because he beats my ass, or I can't leave this relationship because of my kid, but when in reality it's because you lack stability if you're a man, and it's because you lack self-worth if you're a woman. You understand what I'm saying? You're only dealing with the narcissism or the nagging of this woman or the abuse of this woman simply because you lack stability and you can't have stability for yourself. You don't know how to cook for yourself, you don't know how to clean for yourself, you don't know how to pay bills for yourself. So you need to have somebody there to be able to organize that for you if you are a male. If you are a woman, this is more about you not being able to have self-value and self-loyalty and self-nurturing, and understanding that some of you are just settling for this person because you don't love yourself. And you don't want to see that reflection. That's why she's blindfolded. You don't want to see that reflection. For others of you, it's literally that you are being stuck on the past of the way that somebody deceived you within a long-term relationship. You were together with this person for 8+ years. Right? And this person betrayed the fucking shit out of you. All of the shit that they did, all of the shit you did to them, all of the shit that's fucking transpired, all of the lies, all of the narcissism, all of the fucking smoke they blew up your ass, and all of the time that you wasted, but it was only a reflection of how you betrayed yourself and your own intuition, in your own self-love, and your own self-nurturing. That you told yourself that nobody will ever hurt you nobody would ever hurt you or emotionally make you feel the way that you felt when these people abandoned you this way. And that's the first thing that you did. What's crossing this energy? Because for some of you, if you are single, you can't get out of the energy that somebody's gonna hurt you, that somebody's out to get you, that somebody's gonna be narcissistic, and somebody's gonna have a red flag, and somebody's gonna be this, and somebody's gonna do that, and somebody. If you're still thinking this way, then some of you still aren't healed. If you're not able to open up and to untie yourself from what your eyes physically see, instead of being able to see through what you feel and what people make you feel, then there is a fucking problem. This is Gemini energy. This is definitely not being able to choose whether the fuck you want to be happy or you want to be fucking sad and trapped mentally in your own head. I don't know who this reading is talking to, but it's all over the place. You have the Six of Cups. The Ace of Cups and the Seven of Wands. Some of you are just afraid to reconcile with dating or wanting to be in a relationship because you have to sacrifice and give all this peace and all this self and all this shit. Like, why do I have to give it away if it took me so much work to fucking be able to fix myself, only to allow a nigga or a bitch to come in and fucking hurt me or do this and do that? Having that mentality, this is why you can't attract a soulmate. Whoever this Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, or Leo person is, or Gemini, or Capricorn with the Queen of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. The top of the deck, the Moon, which is Cancer. Living in this illusion that I'm going to be able to attract a soulmate, but I can't come to the fucking epiphany that if I keep feeling like it's a liability for me to open up my heart and give my emotions because I worked so hard and I did this, and somebody is going to come in and hurt me. If somebody's going to come in and hurt you, that means you have no boundaries. And somebody's lack of nurturing, of love, of understanding, compassion, and emotion is going to affect you within a relationship, that means you have no self-identity or self-expression or boundaries enough to be able to block this out. And that means you haven't grown. So what is crowning this energy? I mean, what is crossing this energy? Because the High Priestess. The High Priestess is crowning this energy. Spirit is saying we don't have to fucking tell you what you already know. Some of you just love playing the victim, and that's okay, but you're going to keep reaping the same fucking benefits that you're reaping from this person, connection, relationship, or this singleness. So whatever it is that you keep obsessing yourself with while being single. Whether it's looking at dating as a negative thing, or opening up as a negative thing, or being emotional as a negative thing, or whatever it might be, or looking for red flags. Some of you can see exactly what the fuck it is that you need to do within these connections and relationships, and the fact for you to find a soulmate, you just don't do it. Because the High Priestess knows everything. So if this is crossing the overall energy, which is the Eight of Swords, you know, you just like playing the victim and playing this conflict cycle where you're just like, oh, it's the other person, and make yourself look better, when in reality that's also a narcissism. That's also narcissism, not being able to allow people to be when you're meeting them, or you constantly want to change them, or want to make them act like this or act like that, to do this and do that and whatever it might be, for you to be able to feel happy. That's narcissism. Love is you accepting somebody to come in however they want to come in, and you resonating with it because you love what it brings you, whether it's positive or negative. Because love is unconditional. You will hear people that are actually soulmates say, I hate that my soulmate does this, but it's actually a good thing because I'm not really good in these aspects, so it keeps him or her aware of those aspects of the relationship. But I hate it when they do that. Right? Because it's unconditional. That's why. But some of you meet people and hate certain things and certain situations that they're in, and this and this and that, and you don't accept them for what they are, and you just don't want to open up, embrace, express, and be genuine and honest with what you feel or what the connection is, simply because you're going to have to sacrifice something, or be in this energy of giving to somebody who might not be able to give you what it is that you're giving. But what you don't understand is that most times when you give, people do reciprocate because they see the genuineness of what you're giving. I feel like that was a rant. What is crowning this energy? Because some of you just already know. You know that you have to leave the relationship. You know that I need to get a restraining order. I know that I have to leave this nigga that's in jail alone. I know that I have to get something better. I know that I have to get out of this toxic mentality when it comes to relationships. I know that I have to stop looking for red flags. I know that I have to stop expecting the worst when it comes to connections and all of this, because it's only a reflection of how I don't trust myself and my boundaries. I know. Like, this is what the High Priestess is giving, which is the moon. The moon knows. You know. What is crowning this reading? Some of you with the Five of Pentacles what's crowning is the mentality of not being able to separate from the conflict of thinking that if I leave this relationship, I'm never going to find something better. If I'm single, oh my God, how I'm gonna be bored, I'm not gonna be loved, is it because I'm not pretty enough? Well, it has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with the fact that maybe you have to heal, maybe this person has to heal. And for others of you with the Five of Pentacles, this is interesting. Because some of you are about to be forced with the decision of kicking somebody out. Either somebody's being kicked out or somebody's leaving. It's like they left the key right out the door and was like, goodbye. And it's like the universe forcing this person to leave you so you can stop being codependent on this person. For others of you, this is more about somebody that you're leaving or that you're kicking out of this residence or whatever this is. Something gets brought to light that is actually a conflict for you. That's something that you can't settle for. For some of you were very blind to whatever this is. Some of you could have found out this person was talking to somebody that you know, whether it's a close friend or a distant friend. For others of you, another family member. Others of you, this could be somebody just decides that they're not happy and they leave. This can be an Aries, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus, Cancer, Gemini. For others of you, you're being forced to leave this person, whether they're leaving you or you're ghosting them. Whatever it might be. Or they're ghosting you. Whatever it might be. This is going to be very hurtful. Some of you are literally going to go through a mental breakdown. Some of you have been together with this person for a very long time. Some of you are worried and stressed about the fact of how am I gonna be financially stable or take care of the kids or do this or do that. Some of you are just playing the victim of like how you're gonna do this and do that, when in reality you work for yourself, you have money, you can do shit by yourself. You were independent before this person, you just victimize yourself because you're not used to being by yourself. So for others of you, the Ace of Swords, this is just a mental thing. Some of you are trying to make it about how this person has nowhere to go. And then the top, which is the Tower moment, and then the Ten of Cups. What this is going to bring you is happiness. The ability to create whatever you think love is. And in the Seven of Swords, being able to stop lying and manipulating yourself, thinking that this is going to be something that it's never going to be. Some of you are literally going to wait around 80 years and be like, oh my fucking God, nothing ever really happened. Yeah, and then you're going to be wondering, what if I left this relationship? What if I wasn't manipulating myself into thinking that something was going to happen, or lying to myself that this person was going to change? What if I actually changed my taste in men and women, or whoever the fuck I was attracted into my life? What? Because the Two of Wands is like wandering. It's like wandering to, like, yeah, what if? Right? And then the Magician is being able to create the happiness that you wanted, because some of you will never be able to create the happiness that you want because you're so hard-headed and don't want to release the things that aren't good for you. Because you think that that's what you deserve. For some of you, I just heard some of you might be going on a road trip. And some of you might be meeting somebody there, or wherever it is that you're going, whatever location it is. It might be a cabin. It might be, like, I kind of feel like some of you go to a cabin on a full moon or a new moon and go see what's out there in the sky. Like, this is very interesting. It's like some of you are like hiking and like, or staying at a cabin like under a full moon or a new moon, I don't fucking know. But some of you might be going and you end up meeting people that are staying in the next door cabin, or is somewhere in a park nearby or a trail nearby, and you end up talking, blah blah blah. You end up actually opening up to meeting with these people or whatever it is, having dinner. I don't fucking know. It's very spontaneous. It's given very much Sagittarius energy. The strength, being able to trust the universe into that, the fact that whoever they're bringing into you or to have experiences with, that they're not going to hurt you, they're not going to do some crazy shit, right? That's probably why you end up opening up to this opportunity of meeting these people in the middle of fucking nowhere, and you're just like, oh yeah, let's just hang around, right? But I don't feel like you're alone. I feel like this is a groups of people. You're with other people as well. Some of you are about to go through a financial or a custody battle of a child. It could be financial because of the marriage, or this person just took everything. The Four of Wands, the Four of Cups, and then the Two of Swords. This is somebody trying to, with this Libra energy. Some of you are not going to see it coming. You think that this person is acting like they're not going to retaliate or take you to court or whatever this is, but they will. Especially if some of you were married to this person. There's a Tower moment here. Some of you, the Tower moment is that you let go of this person, but then you end up running back to them. Or some of you, it's the fact that people keep saying that you're gonna run back to them, you're gonna run back to them, you're gonna run back to them, and you know that you're not. Some of you really end up not running back to them. It's really a Tower moment for good. For others of you, this is more about being in this strength-like energy, Capricorn energy, Scorpio, Leo. What else? This is somebody very, okay. Yeah, like I said, the Knight of Cups. This is somebody very confident that's coming in, that's just as strong as you with the way that they speak and how they, and the things that they want and how they want to obtain them. So whoever this person is, they're coming in very, very strong. They can be a Cancer, Capricorn, Leo, or Scorpio. This is a new person for some of you. Yeah, they're coming in offering stable love and stable expression of emotion. Yeah. The Sun, the Ace of Wands, and then the Hermit. Some of you just got to get out of your fucking hermit mode and start getting out more in a high vibrational positive way. Doing things that you would want to do with your partner, do them with yourself. Because that's what's going to attract this person to you. So soulmate, you see how the Sun is vibrating that energy back to you? This person is just as ascended and just as loving as you. Some of you just can't attract it because you don't go anywhere. You are grown, you have grown, and you're ready to attract this love. Like I said, you have grown. The Three of Swords, healing. You have grown here. Some of you need to stop being afraid of applying what you have learned about yourself and move on and let go of that thing. Some of you have been, you're being so patient with sometimes Spirit is asking you to go get what you deserve. I like that energy. Yeah, the Emperor. Be the leader within what you want to reunite with or what you want to experience with the Three of Cups or celebrate in the Six of Pentacles, which is success. You will have success if you go seeking for what you want because you're in the vibration of being able to attract it. That goes for the people that have been single. Look what's at the bottom of the deck. The Lovers and the Ten of Swords. Stop thinking that love isn't for you because you will find it. It is there. Some of you are already in front of it. You're just afraid to open up to it. And others of you, you have to go find it. You think that it's not going to be there or that you're not going to be able to attract it. Some of you have already attracted it. You're just not opening up to it because of how it arrived. And for others of you, you're just, the universe wants you to go get it because it wants you to put yourself in this energy of conquering the things that you deserve. Let's go into and taking it because you deserve it. That's what a leader does. Especially if some of you are healed. Let's go into the advice of this reading, and then we're going to wrap this up. Especially if you have resonated with this reading, please give it a thumbs up. Share the video to your social platforms, collective, so we can be able to circulate it and put it in the algorithm so other people can be able to enjoy it. It can save somebody's life. For others of you, this is more about just being able to support, because I would highly appreciate it, okay? So my other links are down there if you want to follow my Patreon, TikTok, Facebook, or get a private reading. The link is down there. What is the advice for this reading? They came out in reverse, and I took it out, so I'm going to pick another one, but it says slow down in reverse. Pause and allow things to unfold, but it's in reverse. I just said go and get it, right? So that's a confirmation of that download. Go and get it yourself. It's not saying slow down. It's saying go get it. Choose love is what fell out. You always have a choice. Make yours with love. This is whether you're in a relationship, trying to find love, single, in a situationship, entanglement, wherever you are. It's a choice. Number 21, which is number 3, which is choosing the path, right? It's a choice. You always have a choice when it comes to love. Make yours with love. You are constantly making choices. When you choose love, negative feelings have no place in your heart. Telling and retelling a negative situation will not heal it. Surround the situation in love. Choose to see a responsibility and focus on the love. This card relates to your perception of the world when it comes to love. Thank you, Spirit, for allowing me to be a humble messenger, because we were just talking about this in the beginning. It's about your perception of how you see the world of love. Do you blame your environment for what is going on in your life when it comes to love? The culpability could include your fate, your belief system, your life experiences, or your parents. Did I say that in the beginning? Regardless of what has or will go on in your life, you always have a choice of what type of love you experience. It may not be easy, but choosing to love and be loving is your best option. You are in control of how you feel, not how others feel. The silhouette of a woman's face is a backdrop to various images and memories. You can decide how you remember the events in your life. If you wish, you can reframe your thoughts to find love in all situations if you choose it to, collective. And this is what your reading is all about. You can't blame the type of love you're experiencing. You can't blame the type of love you're experiencing because you are choosing that type of love, collective. So figure the shit out. I love you. I hope that this reading brought you some type of illumination and clarity to your soul, relationships, connections, entanglements, fucking low vibrational threesomes, polygamy relationship, whatever the fuck you're in, okay? Whether you're in solitude or not. Figure it out. I love you. Allow your celestial light to constantly shine. Be your most authentic, beautiful self, collective, as you are a cosmic expression and you were meant to be you and to have everything that you want as long as you believe that it can be yours. I love you. I am Hierophant Joey, and I'll see you next time. Bye, collective.